about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Welcome to the show. It's amazing. It is Friday again. Believe it or not, I'm falling in love. It's Friday again. And you can get involved by calling 888-773-773. 888-77-JESSE. Are you sick, Bill? No. Why are you here so early? On your day off. What the? My engineer's here on the day off, and we don't need him. If we needed him, he wouldn't be here. What the? He black. Anyway, 888-775-3773. Bill, I want to ask you a question on the air, if you don't mind. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And my biblical question, it's a doozy. To whom or what are you loyal and why? To whom or what are you loyal, and why? Amazing question. If you're busy this morning, it's Friday, and you may be out and about. You might be looking for that guy up in Maine that they said allegedly killed some people, and he's on the run. And the police, and the FBI, and the CIA, and the FAA, and everybody can't find one man that's on the run. It's interesting. But if you're out and about, and you're not able to sit and watch the show because you're helping them look for the man, you can be listening to the show while you're looking. And you can podcast later by calling the listen line on your iPhone, iPad, cell phone or iPad. Cell phone or whatever. By calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. Are you nervous, Bill?
I'm all right.
You sleepy? Open your eye, boy.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway, follow us. JLP Talk on Twitter. Better known as X now. JLP Talk on Twitter and Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. Like, follow, ring the bell, subscribe. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, or rebuildingtheman.com, or Bond JLP on Cash App. Bond JLP BOND. JLP on Cash App. It's Friday. It's Get It Off Your Chest Day. It is whatever is on your mind. Express yourself Friday.
You Tom like a mug. You need to go and get yourself bleached, because everything you say about black people, and you're sitting up there looking like a tar baby.
It might sound like a semantics argument, but he's a gray alien.
I wonder if he's been smoking pot.
Loneliness is far more than just a bad feeling. Being socially disconnected, which can range from feeling alone to being isolated, is bad both for individual and societal health.
You legally have to give me a month.
No, I don't, because you haven't paid one brown penny. You have done nothing but dig your heels in and try and make me feel bad about
No, I haven't!
Social connection is as fundamental to our mental and physical health as food, water, and sleep.
The most a man should spend on a first date.
I need like a minimum of $200.
And what does a man get in return for that?
My presents?
I think I'd rather be alone.
The keys to connection are simple. Answer a phone call from a friend.
Shut the fuck up!
Y'all just kill me now.
Owen Schroyer here, and I am about to turn myself in to be a speech prisoner. So for 60 days while I'm in there, I'm going to try to improve myself and become a better person. And so I offer you this challenge. For the 60 days that I'm away, I challenge you to become a better person.
That's deep. They don't make them like that anymore. Good for Owen. That's a nice shirt he has on. The free spiritual shirt, he behind bars and can't speak. That's deep. 888-775-3773. There is a line open. It is Open Line Friday. We got to get to everybody and their mama. My engineer is here right now, Billy, and I wanted to ask Billy 2 questions so y'all can see how smart he is.
What? Yeah, go for it.
He's awake. He might not look like it, but he is awake. He has that engineer personality. To whom or what are you loyal and why?
What?
That's the biblical question, just in case.
Oh, God. Man, I have no idea. I have no idea even how to answer that question. Yeah. You got another question? Yeah, I mean...
He black. Are you familiar with that word, loyal?
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, I'm loyal to. I'm loyal to what I think is right. I don't know. I mean, it's a hard question. I don't know even how to answer that question.
It's a hard question?
To me, yeah.
The interesting thing about that word, I don't know when the last time I even thought of that word. You know, I'm sure I heard it when I was in school, but I don't think of that word ever. As a matter of fact, I forgot it even existed. And so when I heard it, it was a trauma.
I mean, I'm loyal as far as treating other people how I would like to be treated.
How would you like to be treated?
How I'm treated, or like I do. I don't know. You have another question?
Did you know that as human beings, that we can literally be asleep and don't know it? We can be walking around, laughing and working and doing what we do, but yet we're asleep and don't know it?
Yeah.
You knew that? And what does it mean to be asleep? Are you awake or are you asleep? Not like sleeping like this, folks. But unconscious.
I mean, you know, what is it? Crazy people don't know they're crazy. I mean, that just implies what you're saying as a possibility.
Well, the whole world is crazy.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the whole world is, the whole world is controlled by, human race is run by ego.
100%.
Yeah. Something I didn't know when I was younger, but the whole world is run by ego. So that's why stuff just doesn't work a lot of times, or it's on the edge of destruction.
You want to speak up just a little bit?
Yeah, I'm sure he's turning me up over there. I'm fine.
What made me think of this is yesterday I was talking to someone, and he's kind of waking up now, and he was telling me that he didn't know how mechanical he was with his whole life. A couple of things he brought up. He said that when he walk into a room and there are women there, he go into a mechanical mode, and all that he's thinking about is getting the woman in bed. He just thinks. But he said that there's a part of him that is pretending that he's interested in her, and so he'll waste some time talking to her. He'll try to invite her out, but really, all he's interested in is getting her in bed. He's not thinking about anything but that.
Yeah.
And he said that he didn't know that he automatically go into a mechanical mode when that happened. He didn't know it was it just happened automatically. But he tried to pretend that it's not happening, but it just he had like he sometimes he talked to the woman to find out how smart she is or what kind of job, just
well, he's goal oriented.
Right. He said that he can care less about that.
He's all in.
He pretend that it's about that. And he noticed that the woman be all happy and fancy around because she think that he's interested in her, and that he's not at all. It's just about the sex.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? He's like, I didn't know, though. I didn't know I was so mechanical. I automatically fall into a mechanical mode.
But he probably trained himself up into that. You know what I mean?
But that's every human being, though. Every human being, until they wake up, is in a mechanical mode.
Maybe.
You walk into a room. Let's say going to a party. You've never been there before. And you walk into that room, and you're by yourself, and you walk into that room, you automatically go into a mechanical mode of being shy or standing off in the corner, trying to feel your way into the crowd, or get a drink or something to make yourself comfortable, instead of walking into that brand new place without...
And owning it.
Right. Right. I like that. Just owning it. Just walking there. You're a free person and nothing's bothering you.
Right.
You don't go into a mechanical mode. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, but that's one mechanical mode or some other mechanical mode.
Everything we do in an unconscious way is mechanical. And so when he said that, it made me start to pay attention to everything. And every human being is mechanical and don't know it. They automatically fall into it, but they don't see themselves falling into it. Yeah. Or even if they saw a glimpse of it,
but I mean, even mechanical, even being nice, okay, saying hi, and the words you use, okay, they're not like random, generally they're all fall into like basically people use like the same words, the same gestures, and so I mean it's just like that. I mean I don't know, it's like a little safe mode, I guess.
Like what?
It's like a safe mode.
But it's not safe in there.
I mean,
I know what you mean, though. They think it's a safe zone, or it feels like a safe mode, but it's really not. It's totally hell. To live a mechanical life is hell. To live conscious life is heaven. Because you don't have that mechanical mode that you live in. You're just totally free.
Right. And I guess free, you also reflect what's going on around you.
Yeah.
And your own personality and what you see, and everything comes forward.
I heard black people say over the years that when they walk into a room and it's mostly white people, they know that the white people are judging them for being black. And the white people don't even think about them. But they think, because they're in that mechanical mode, they think the white person that looks around and see them walk in or something, that white person is judging them for being black. But that's in their own mind, and they fall into that mechanical mode, believing that that's what other people think, and automatically got an attitude.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
No, it's crazy. But, I don't know. It's crazy.
You want some coffee?
I was thinking of getting some coffee.
You're not supposed to be here on your day off.
Right, and I'm like a late person.
Right.
So I'm usually here like 10 o'clock or something.
And Nick running around trying to solve all the problems in here because you still not here yet.
What are you talking about?
Well, we be having issues here.
Right. Yeah.
Nick run around and fix them.
Yeah, Nick's the morning fixer person, right?
Yeah, for sure. The anchor baby. Anyway, well, thank you, Bill. That was fun. Nice. So, are you spiritually asleep or awake?
Mostly asleep.
And how do you know you're asleep?
Well, because, most things are like you're saying. It's all mechanical.
Right.
That's definitely part of it, yeah.
Huh?
I said that's definitely part of it, yeah.
Yeah. So you got to watch how mechanical you are so you can overcome that?
No.
No?
No.
What the?
So, Joel Friday said, Bill is the GOAT.
I don't know what he means by that, but whatever.
It means that...
Greatest of all time.
Right. It means... Oh, okay. I have some quotes I want you to respond to.
Uh-oh.
Meaning that you're the GOAT, when he said you're the GOAT, Joel Friday said, honesty is the key.
Honesty is the key.
Yeah, you're honest about being asleep, being mechanical, being late. Hate want to know when does Bill's show starts?
Like maybe never.
The hot seat with Bill.
The hot seat with Bill.
Sean said Bill never told a lie.
Not true.
So I want you to respond to this one quote. I have a lot, but I don't want to hold you up.
Okay.
This is from Wikipedia. It's thought-provoking quotes.
Uh-oh.
Wikipedia. Carl Jung. Remember him?
No.
You never heard of Carl Jung?
I've heard of him.
You have heard of him?
Yeah.
Carl Jung was a Swiss psychiatrist and psychologist. Psychoanalyst.
Psychoanalyst.
He was a psychiatrist and psychoanalyst. Jung is widely regarded as one of the most influential psychologists in history. And one of the things that he said, this is from Medium, Jung once said, beware of unearned wisdom. beware of unearned wisdom. And you say?
True. Yes.
And what does that mean?
People like you just pick up a saying, you listen to what somebody else said, you listen to someone else heard, you think you understand what you don't understand.
Yeah.
And
that's deep. And you're ready to run out and tell it to somebody else.
And you like to tell it to somebody else, show how much you know or whatever. And it's like you can't back it up because you don't know what the hell you're talking about, really.
Did you say, what the hell you're talking about? Did you just say that?
Yeah. What the?
But that's true. Sean and I was talking about this morning when we were going over the package. And Sean gave a perfect example of it as well. He said it reminded him of the Bible thumpers.
Yeah.
How they just learn the Bible. They go out and just quote it and preach on the corner and quote the Bible all day long. But they have no wisdom of it at all.
Right.
So you need to beware of the unearned wisdom because they don't have it.
Yeah, I think it's more of a problem when you're younger. But I guess there are people who keep on with it and never get anything else.
Right.
never get anything real.
Yeah.
You know.
I see people all the time quoting what I say about the mama, anger, and all that.
Yeah, well,
but they don't have the wisdom that come with it and just repeating what I say.
Right, but when you're younger, you got nothing to. You don't know any of that stuff, and maybe you should stay away from it. So, yeah, I mean, I got nothing to say about it. I mean, that's it. Yeah.
And one last one.
Okay.
This is from Wikipedia. Have you ever heard of Edgar Allan Poe?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Just heard of him. I don't know what he looks like or nothing.
He white.
Okay. I probably have seen him. I just don't know.
Well, according to Wikipedia, Edgar Allan Poe was an American writer, poet, and author who is best known for his poetry and short stories, particularly his tales of mystery. Poe once wrote, and here's the quote, "All that we see or seeing is but a dream within a dream. All that we see or seeing, all that we see or seem, SEEM, is but a dream within a dream." All that we see or seem, SEEM, is but a dream within a dream.
I think it's mostly a dream within a dream, kind of. Yeah.
It is. You sleep and you dream it and don't know it. And you see reality, but all you're seeing is a dream.
Well, you have what you've kind of trained yourself to, or what everything's trained you to be, or what everything's trained you to believe and be, and it influences everything you see as you see it.
Yep.
I mean, and also it means you don't necessarily see things as, objectively as they are.
That's true.
I mean, that's how I take it.
It is. It's all a dream within a dream. It's crazy that human beings can be asleep and don't know it. That's what's weird about it. And all you're just living a life of a dream and don't know it. And you think that what you hear, what you see, with your eyes and everything, what you say you think is real, and it's not even real. I was, Hassan, what'd you say about simulation?
Simulate.
Oh, yeah, it just makes me think that quote, like it's all simulation.
What does simulation mean? Oh, black and slow.
Yeah, just kind of like living in a program, you know, like even what you said earlier about.
So it's like this. Okay, you know, video games.
You just cut him off.
Oh, well, that's gonna
finish your point.
I love Bill.
The hell with him.
Oh Lord. No, like basically, like even when you think about parents with children, like you know, if a child does something and then other parents are scared of other parents coming up to them, like, teach your child how to act.
Oh yeah.
And it's all an act. We're all like unpaid actors in this like simulation of programming that we, like you said, mechanical programming.
That's true.
So it's been conditioned. It's like,
what a mess, huh?
Yeah.
No wonder the whole world is a mess. What were you about to say?
Well, I was just saying about the program thing. I was just going to explain what that is. And
what is
you know, it's like you think about video games, and they get better and better and better to where you can't tell when you look at the picture whether it's real or it's not. They're up at that level right now, right?
Yeah.
So just imagine like an advanced civilization who's been building computers for 1,000 years. They could build a computer where you'd be in the computer and you'd have no idea that you're in the computer program. You'd be in the game, but you have no idea you're in the game.
That's how it is now.
What, and they're thinking, I know, but you could be a character in the game and have no idea that you're a character in the game.
That's how it is.
And there's like some people kind of speculate that the whole world is just part of some simulation of reality.
That's crazy. That is like, now that I understand it, it's like crazy. It's crazy to me. And you can't convince them that it's not true unless they want to see it. That is true about themselves. They have to see that. Wow, I am in a game here, a simulation.
Well, I'm not taking it like that. I mean, I'm just saying that this is like a scientific thing, you know.
I was at a business yesterday, and they had this robot kind of roaming the hall.
Really?
With big eyes and everything, you know.
Awesome.
And so the robot came past.
What's coming?
Huh?
I said, it's what's coming.
If you can, you can hear. So I was walking down the hall, and the robot was coming toward me, and it stopped, right? And when it stopped, I went over to it, I looked it in the eyes, it turned away from me. And then I followed it around, tried to follow his eyes, and it turned all around away from me. And I kept trying to look in the eyes, and it finally went away down the hall. It wouldn't let me look in the eyes.
The eyes may not be real.
I know they're not real.
I mean, they may be more like for looks than anything real.
No, but whoever was controlling it didn't want me to look at it that close up.
Well, it might not be able to see with that close up. They just see your face instead of see the ground or see where it's going.
And then my face was black, and the robot was white. And they were like, what the? Am I in the hood?
I don't know about that one.
This is Bill, my engineer. Thank you, Bill. Let's hear it for Bill. Amazing.
Amazing.
Bill can't wait for robots. Joel Fry just say.
No, I can wait, but hey, it's just coming.
You excited?
Nah, so. No. It's going to be trouble.
It's already trouble. We'll be back. I'll be back in a moment, folks. Thank you, Bill. Back in a moment. Steve, thank you for calling and thanks for holding. How have you been helped by the show?
I'm going to tell you this.
I believe you might go down in history as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, black man that ever lived on planet Earth, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know anybody before you that's been that great. You know, freeing the slaves is one thing, but you've been freeing people of their mind, which matters, it should be anyhow, to you more than anything else, because with the mind not being right, there ain't nothing else going to happen right anyway.
If you can doubt every thought because you're not your thoughts, if you can doubt every thought, knowing that you're not your thoughts, you don't create them, they're not from God, that they're from the deceiver, the great deceiver, Satan. If you can doubt every thought, you can be free, just like that. At an instant. Bring every thought into captivity. It's so amazing. Eight 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse. Before I go into the calls and super chat, I do want to say that once you wake up, so many things you're going to see clear, you're going to realize, but you're going to realize that human beings ain't all that it seems. And that there's no reason to be afraid of them. There's no reason to consider what they think or say. No reason to expect anything from them. No reason for it's crazy. It's like all that we see or seems, SEEM, is but a dream within a dream. It is so true that it's mind-blowing. And you're going to see my brand new word now, mechanical. I love that word. How mechanical you are. And don't even know it because you're not paying attention to yourself. Know thyself. There is this woman that she has a problem with a group of people, and it's her problem. It's nobody else's problem but hers. And she wants me to take on her problems and deal with these group of people. And because I won't do it, she said, I'm afraid of them. I'm afraid of this. I'm afraid of that. When in reality, I don't care. It's not one of my issues. But in her own mind, because her mind, she's mechanical, her mind is mechanical, she's upset because I won't take her dumb issue. And I'm like, how are you going to say I'm afraid because I want to take on your issue? Take on your own issue. What the? That's your problem, not mine. But in her mind, and because she's so mechanical, it makes up reasons why I won't take on her issues. And she believes those reasons. And it's all mechanical. She can't fathom that I just don't care. It's not my issue. I deal with what I want to deal with, and she should go and deal with what she want to deal with and not try to impose her stuff on somebody else. But her mind won't let her because she's not aware of herself. And the whole world is like that. If you don't go along with them, they'll make up reasons why you won't go along with them, and it'll be all true in their mind. But in reality, it won't be true, and you can't convince them that it's not true. That's why you can never, ever, 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 never convince an angry person that they're asleep or that they're wrong. You can't convince them. The human nature is wicked. All that we see or seems is but a dream within a dream. Oh, and I forgot to mention the Hake report coming up at 9 a.m. this morning. TheHakeReport.com. From 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And at 12 today, p.m. Pacific time, you know what's weird to me, Hassan? Is that
what's that?
12 p.m. in the daytime is Pacific time, and then 12 p.m. at night is,
that's 8 a.m.
12 p.m. in the daytime is, 12 o'clock in the daytime is what is it?
12 p.m. is the daytime and 12 a.m.
12 p.m. is the daytime and 12 a.m. is the nighttime. That doesn't make sense to me.
Me neither.
Isn't night p.m.?
I agree.
So how did that happen?
It's very...
Have you ever thought about that?
It's a simulation.
Sean said 12 p.m. is the start of the evening. And 12 a.m. is the start of the morning. That still doesn't make any sense. It's daylight. Let a.m. be 12 with the sunlight up. Whatever, but anyway, at 12 p.m. today, brand new episode of the FallenState.tv. And you don't want to miss it. I talked with Coach Deal. He is a Jewish rapper, entertainer, best known for his appearance on MTV's Wild and Out. Watch this.
Next time on The Fallen State.
Can you give me an example of Jewish rapping?
Schmoozing, bottles are bubbly. I know you love me. Jewish kids really appreciate black culture. My mother's family was killed in the Holocaust. My father's family was killed in the Holocaust. Bigotry and hatred are diseases. Sort of grow like a cancer.
Do you love white people?
Huh? Oh wait, I couldn't hear it. Sorry.
Or do you support the Great White Hope?
If he went to jail, would you visit him?
I pick cotton for him.
What you gotta do, man? I don't know.
You put on your little Jew hat.
I have an interesting shaped head.
Oh. It was a fun but interesting conversation today at 12 p.m. on the FallenState.tv. And you can support the Fallen State there too, FallenState.tv/donate. And at 4 p.m. today, are you doing your show today, Nick? Anyone know if it's the anchor baby not responding? Anyone know if he's doing his show? He's away from his desk. Let me know. But as far as I know, today at 4 p.m., the American anchor baby, he's not at his desk right now. But because last Friday he canceled his flight, and it was unfortunate, so I'm not sure if he's doing it today. He does it at different days, but we'll find out when he comes back into the room. But anyway, the American anchor baby. Hake said he better, we're going to have an insurrection on the plane. Amazing. And then Sunday morning for everybody, fellowship. If you're not in LA, you can watch it live at rebuildingtheman.com/church, rebuildingtheman.com/church. And at Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific time, 12 noon Eastern time. And doors open at 10:30. Come on down if you're in the LA area for everybody. All right. One other provocative quote I want to give you. Then I'll take some calls. This one about beware of unearned wisdom is so deep I can hardly handle it. And all you get is unearned wisdom. You get intellectual nothing. Quoting the Bible, without wisdom is intellectual nothing. It has no meaning. Some of you may have heard of George Orwell. This is from Wikipedia, in case you haven't heard of George Orwell. He was an English novelist, essayist, journalist, and critic. It can't get any more list than that, huh? Well, according to Goodreads, Orwell said, and this is so true, Orwell said political language is designed to make lies sound truthful and murder respectable, and to give an appearance of solidarity to pure win, and to solidity, and to give an appearance of solidity to pure win. Let me read that over on Black and Slow. Political language is designed to make lies sound truthful and murder respectable, and to give an appearance of solidity to pure win. That's what's happening now in these wars. If you were to open your eyes and wake up and pay attention, you would see that when these people are on TV talking about the war and pushing it, you can know something is wrong. You can see that they're lying to you. They're not telling you the whole story. Let me drink some water. They are not telling you the whole story. They are lying to you. But they make it seem so real until when they kill the civilians who are not even a part of the war, you're okay with that. It all depends on what side you're on, too. You take side, and they're lying to you. I was looking at a report this morning where the Palestinians supported students and the Jewish supported students were fighting. These Jewish kids was in a library there at one of the universities, according to the report, and the Palestinian supported kids were pounding on the door, let us in, let us in, let us in. And they were saying that the Jews need to be whatever the little chat were. And I was thinking these kids are unfortunately fighting one another over the war, and they have no clue of what's really, really going on. They really don't know. They don't know the whole story because the warmongers are not going to tell you the whole story. They're in it for money and power, and they'll make up stuff. And the people take sides and fall for it. Isn't that amazing? Because they appear to be telling you the truth. They hold a straight face. They look right into the camera, and they tell lies. And you fall for it, and then you join sides, and you're down here fighting one another, and that's what they want you to do, so you can't see what they're up to. It's amazing. It's time to wake up, folks. It's up to you. You can stay in your hell or you can wake up. One last one that I want to give you, you need to start paying attention because it doesn't make sense that you're fighting one another over somebody else's war and all they want from it is power. And they're willing to kill for it, innocent people. Because the human heart is wicked and it cares about no one. Every human heart that has not changed from anger to love is about self only. I don't care what your little position, title, and all that is in life, or no title. If you have 1 ounce of hatred in your heart, it's about that. It reminds me of this woman. She got this issue with these people, and she want me to be a part of her fight. I don't have an issue with them, but she want me to do it anyway. And then if I don't do it, oh, you're scared of them. You're just afraid. You're this. I'm like, what the? But I understand. She can't see. Here's one last one from Wikipedia. According to Wikipedia, the father of American literature, Mark Twain, was an American writer, humorist, entrepreneur, publisher, and lecturer. And here's what he had to say from AZ Quotes.
Never argue with stupid people. They will drag you down to their level and then beat you with experience.
Wow. Read that again.
Never argue with stupid people. They will drag you down to their level and then beat you with experience.
That's deep. That is so deep. I'm flying with the anchor baby on his flight today at 4. Read that again.
Mark Twain, never argue with stupid people. They will drag you down to their level and then beat you with experience.
That's amazing. It reminds me of what I've been warning the people: never argue with the devil. Stop arguing. Lay your weapon down. Two people arguing, trying to prove something, are just two devils arguing. Stop it. You don't have to be arguing about this stuff. Really. You don't have anything to prove to anyone. Why are you doing it? In marriages, either the husband loves the wife or the wife loves the husband, or they don't. Arguing about it ain't going to create love. It'll create a phony feeling of love, and then you go have some sex, and then that'll disappear. And go back to that phony feeling of hate. Stop arguing with the devil. The devil is not trying to help you. The devil is trying to hurt you. So when you're arguing with other people, you're arguing with people who are trying to hurt you, not trying to help you. When people try to hurt you in the public, they ain't trying to help you. They're trying to hurt you. Why argue with them? Something is wrong with you in your world when you got to fight with the devil. It's not the other person's fault. It's your fault because you're responsible for you and no one else is as an adult. Amazing, huh? It's time to wake up. Baby, it's time to come home. Come home. So the anchor baby is, he just told me, he is for sure doing his show today at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Flight today for sure. Flying high off natural energy. And Hake said nothing is for sure. What the? The American anchor baby at 4 p.m. Let me go to Katrina out of Louisiana. Katrina, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
You know what? You crossed my mind the other day. What the?
Did I really?
I wonder, how is Katrina doing? I think I was doing a story, or I saw some story about something that was happening in Louisiana. And I'm like, wow, I wonder how Katrina and her family doing. And here you are.
We're doing awesome. You must have heard about that. I think it was 158 car pile up on the bridge the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing. What a mess, huh?
A huge mess. A huge mess. So makes the commute bad.
Yeah. It's all cleaned up now?
They're trying. They said that they were going to open it back up yesterday morning, but when I passed there yesterday, they were still blocking everything off. So I'm not sure that they got it all completely straight. But, you know, I'd be kind of scared to cross that area right now just because of all that. So
and
I don't know what the structure's looking like.
Yeah, they say it was due to the fog. Is the fog that bad?
It was really bad that particular morning. It was really bad that particular morning. And we have the Causeway Bridge is like 24 miles long. And from what my husband was saying, they closed that bridge down. And so they diverted the traffic to that other bridge. So it was actually the combination of the fog and probably a lot more traffic than usual and people in a hurry and just all kinds of things. So it made everything 100 times worse.
Amazing. Appreciate that. Go ahead. I know you called about something else. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to answer the biblical question.
To whom or what are you loyal and why?
Okay. Before I actually really gave this some good thought, I probably would have told you, you know, my husband, my family, you know, those puffed up things that make you feel all good. But I really started to think about it, and the bottom line is no one really. A couple years ago, when I first started listening to you, you had a biblical question where you asked, what have you done because you thought, what was the last thing that you've done that you thought was the right thing to do? And I don't remember hearing you answer the question, but immediately when I thought about that question, what was revealed to me was that, you know, if you think it's the right thing to do, then it's not really the right thing to do because doing the right thing doesn't require any thought. It's just instinctive.
I'll rest my case.
And so when I heard this question on Sunday, I'm thinking it's the exact same thing. It's just instinctive. So if you have to say that you're loyal, agree that you're loyal, think about being loyal, then you're really not loyal. It should just be an instinct in you that, I mean, you're just being. So after I really think about it, I'm like, I'm really not loyal to anyone. I hope that, you know, by the definition of those things, of that word, I am, but I really don't know or believe that I am. I'm just who I am. And, you know, that's all I could be. I normally do apply, or I know that I have applied the term loyal when I think about, you know, President Trump and the things that he's going through.
Yes.
And I've looked at those individuals as being disloyal. But when I stop to really think about your question, that's who they always have been. They were never loyal people in the first place.
Yes.
If they were loyal people, then they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. So when they were with him, they weren't even loyal. They were trying to gain something. So I don't think that word is even a word or should be a word because you're either good or evil. And, you know, if you're good, then automatically, I guess, you'll be, quote unquote, loyal. So,
Katrina, that is amazing. And I want to follow up on it so badly, but I got to hold it until Sunday because I want to hear from others. But I really, really appreciate you responding to that. It was deep. Thank you.
Thank you. And your biblical questions are always really good. And it's amazing that when you first ask the question, your mind goes in a totally different direction. But the stopping and thinking about things, which is the challenge of everything, the revelation comes from that. And I just really want to thank you each and every time I listen to you. I just really want to thank you for what you do.
Amazing.
What I've been able to learn.
Thank you, Katrina. I got back in a moment. Counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy. They're miserable. They have rough lives. They're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingaman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven.
fall back next Sunday. Not this Sunday. Next Sunday, November 5th, just FYI. In the time for those of you who do daylight savings time in America. And manhunt continues after that Maine mass murder a couple of nights ago, and some mess going on in the Middle East, some airstrikes from the United States. Whoa. This is the end of hour one. It's the end of hour one of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. Express Yourself Friday, October 27th, 2023 AD. The lines are full, so hang tight. JLP will be right back to your calls and the Super Chats. But first, Hake news, not fake news. Times are changing. Not this Sunday, but next. Daylight savings time will end. We will fall back on November 5th. That's not this Sunday. It's next. Moving the clocks in most U.S. states back an hour. Many Americans welcome the autumn tradition. It brings an extra hour of sleep. But for some, the 1 hour shift can cause confusion and disrupt body rhythms. Studies show. So prioritize your health to soften the blow of the time change. Springing forward's rougher, I'll tell you that. Anyway, Maine manhunt, an intensive manhunt, still underway, according to far-left females at the Skim and a Commie Nonsense Network. This morning, at least they were as of this morning, for a suspect in Wednesday's shooting rampage that left at least 18 dead, 13 injured in Lewiston, Maine, according to authorities. The deadliest mass shooting in the United States this year. Law enforcement, more than 350 police officers were combing through southern Maine for the 40-year-old suspect, armed and dangerous, they said. But his background in the U.S. Army Reserves could make the effort challenging and dangerous. One of the gun males, because he's not a man, right? Allegedly. Army colleagues describe him as a skilled marksman and among the best shooters in their Army Reserve unit. I heard he never deployed, yet he was mentally ill. Officers telling residents stay vigilant, remain inside, shelter in place, report any suspicious activity to the authorities. Surrounding towns, too, by the way. Authorities said the suspect had undergone medical evaluation earlier this year after behaving erratically while training with his Army Reserve unit. This is believed to be the 36th mass shooting, or mass killing specifically, in the United States this year alone, says the ladies at the Skim. Yesterday, the ladies at the Skim reported there have been more than 500 mass shootings this year alone for your gun violence propaganda. No such thing, right? So anyway, mass killing, not 36th mass killing this year. Anyway, U.S. did airstrikes in the Middle East. Two sites in eastern Syria linked to Iranian-backed, supposedly, militia groups. Since last week, the groups were suspected of carrying out more than a dozen drone and missile attacks against U.S. forces in Iraq and Syria, injuring 21 service members, according to CNN and the Skim. Affirmative Action Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, he's black, said attacks against U.S. forces are unacceptable and must stop. And Lloyd emphasized the strikes are separate and distinct from the Israel-Hamas war, narrowly tailored in self-defense. But growing concern, though, that the Israel-Hamas war could engulf the region, the rest of the region. U.S. deployed, by the way, an additional 900 troops to the Middle East to bolster defenses amid the drone attacks, on top of the U.S. troops already in Iraq, 2,500, and Syria, 900 already. Israel is preparing next stages of retaliation from the deadly October 7th Hamas attacks, right? Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, amassed a huge number of troops and military hardware along the border with Gaza Strip, but so far focused on aerial bombardment, airstrikes intended to create better terms for ground operations. People wondering what their end game for Gaza would be. Meanwhile, more than 200 hostages under Hamas in Gaza. Israel is under pressure to consider allies' interests before invading. Taylor Swift is now a billionaire. Hey, good job. According to Bloomberg, Commie Nonsense Network CNN reports Taylor Swift's total net worth is now supposedly $1.1 billion, says Bloomberg, thanks to a record-breaking Eras tour that helped boost the U.S. economy, supposedly. Wow, she boosted the economy over the summer. You know who else can boost the economy? Someone whom she hates, our greatest president, Donald J. Trump. Elect Trump in 2024. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 2.
to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Welcome to the second hour of the show today. You can get involved by calling 888-7753. 773 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse. My biblical question for this week. Katrina, thank you. We ran out of time there. The clock would cut us off there. To whom or what are you loyal and why? To whom or what are you loyal and why? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on jesseleepeterson.com/show. jesseleepeterson.com/show. And if you're out and about, wherever you might be and whatever you're doing, you can listen to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. And don't forget to follow us on rumble.com and cozy.tv/JLP. Rumble.com/Jesse Lee Peterson and cozy.tv/JLP. Like, follow, ring the bell, subscribe. Hopefully we got the noise out of the sound bites in the last hour today. We'll see. But anyway, subscribe and do all those things. It is Friday. It's Get It Off Your Chest Day. It is whatever is on your mind. Express yourself Friday.
You, Tom, like a mug. You need to go and get yourself bleached, because everything you say about black people, and you're sitting up there looking like a tar baby.
It might sound like a semantics argument, but he's a great alien.
I wonder if he's been smoking pot.
Loneliness is far more than just a bad feeling. Being socially disconnected, which can range from feeling alone to being isolated, is bad both for individual and societal health.
You legally have to give me a month.
No, I don't, because you haven't paid one brown penny. You have done nothing but dig your heels in and try and make me feel bad about...
No, I haven't!
Social connection is as fundamental to our mental and physical health as food, water, and sleep.
What's the most a man should spend on a first date?
I need like a minimum of $200.
And what does the man get in return for that?
My presents?
I think I'd rather be alone.
The keys to connection are simple. Answer a phone call from a friend.
Shut the fuck up!
Y'all just kill me now.
Owen Schroyer here, and I am about to turn myself in to be a speech prisoner. So for 60 days while I'm in there, I'm going to try to improve myself and become a better person. And so I offer you this challenge. For the 60 days that I'm away, I challenge you to become a better person.
That's deep. Become a better person. You can become a better person. But you got to put your eyes on you and take them off anyone else. It's only about you are your world. And everybody else is their world. We are not the world. We are not the people. We cannot make the world a better place. You can make your world a better place, but you can't make the world a better place. Every adult individual is their own world. What you going to do with your world? How will you live in your world? Will you live in your world unconscious? Will you live in your world without peace? Will you live in your world without unearned wisdom? Will you live in your world in a dream within a dream? Really? Think about it. Anyway, before I go back to the phone, super chat. Super. And by the way, how come I ain't getting a super chat thing yet?
Super chats.
Bill's distracting him.
Oh, okay. That's good. I'm glad you're over there. Do what you got to do, buddy. I'm okay with that.
The Key bought a coffee in the spirit of Bible Thumping Thursday.
And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, rebuildingtheman.com, or Bond JLP on Cash App.
In the spirit of Bible Thumper Thursday yesterday, no man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, then he will spoil his house. Mark 3:26 and Matthew 12:29.
Who wrote that?
Mark and Matthew.
Who bought that coffee?
Oh, The Key.
The Key. Thank you, The Key. I appreciate it.
Canadian David is a monthly supporter on Rumble. J.C. Lee Peterson Rumble.
You gotta know how to rumble.
These so-called psychopaths offer more wisdom than the average. And that's a reference to your serial killer of the co-eds yesterday.
Oh, that was deep, huh?
With his who hated his mother.
Every human being, everyone. There's not one, unless you've overcome your anger and 2 hoops and a holler from killing another person. Because you can snap with that anger just like that. So, believe me, the guy that committed the murder, the shooting in Maine, every human being, everyone, is 2 hoops and a holler from doing the same thing. You got to overcome your mothers. And every human being hate their mothers. Everyone. Until they return to the Father. Isn't that amazing? So don't like, oh, I would never be a mass shooter. Yes, you will. Unless you overcome that anger first. Because you can snap at any moment. Someone can say the wrong thing to you. Someone can embarrass you in the crowd, and it's over. Anger is evil. That was a deep thing we played yesterday. About that boy and his mama. Ed Kemper. Amazing. Thank you.
Over on Rumble, Evil is Still Real, about a Rumble rant. Only non-straights eat fruits, vegetables, grains, and seed oils. Gotta be pretty non-straight to eat anything other than meat, salt, and water.
What that mean?
He is an advocate of the meat-only diet.
Oh, and he don't like greens?
It's not that he doesn't like them. He just disavows them.
But he would eat them?
No, he wouldn't eat them because he's straight.
Or remind me not to invite him to a soul food restaurant.
He can go to a soul food restaurant, but he's only going to eat the meat.
The chicken and liver.
Right.
But with the liver, he won't eat the onions.
No siree, Bob.
Smothered liver with onions and gravy. Oh, my God. and over a little rice. Make me want to go to a soul food place right now. Have you ever had a little onion and liver?
I've tasted liver as a little kid. I think my mother had it as a prop for Jesus Club on the Fridays.
Jesus like liver?
Maybe, I don't know.
I thought he was a Jew.
Do Jewish people, I think they're allowed to eat liver.
Oh, is it kosher?
If it's not pig liver, they don't eat pig, right? Anyway.
No, that's the Allah people.
I think they're the same thing.
Oh.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, no pig for either.
Really? The Jewish people don't eat pig?
Because they have cleft hooves.
What?
Right? They have cleft hooves.
You're not supposed to eat the foot.
Well, no, but any animal that has a cleft hoof, something like that, right, Hassan?
Yeah, I think so. And I'm pretty sure
that don't make sense.
Wow, you're being both Islamophobic and anti-Semitic.
I don't understand that. Just because their foot is made a certain way to walk on the earth, you're saying you can't eat it?
It was God's rule, and there was some reasoning behind it. He also didn't want you guys eating crustaceans because it's like they're bottom feeders. They eat poop.
What's crustacean?
Like crabs, crawdads, crayfish.
Why you made them?
He made them for beauty, not for eating.
They also don't sweat.
Who don't sweat?
Pigs.
Oh, I thought it was talking about the Jews.
I disavow this conversation.
So you're technically eating. Yeah. Anyway.
Do you eat pig?
No, I've never had pig.
Do you eat?
Really?
No.
How old are you?
Old enough to have had it by now.
Do you eat fish?
Yeah.
Ooh, he's not a real Jew.
If Jews eat fish, just not the crustaceans.
Just not shellfish. Not shellfish.
You don't eat shellfish?
It's abomination.
No, like even shrimp and all that's always looked like the water roach to me.
You don't eat shrimp?
It's always looked very scary and.
What?
He's fittified.
Real fittified.
Fittified. And didn't Jesus rebuke the evil spirits into the pig or something like that?
He did, but he declared to like Peter or Paul, do not call unclean what God has made clean.
Now.
There you go.
Now you can eat the pig.
It's not about what goes in your mouth. It's about what comes out.
No, it goes in your belly.
But someone said that, I think, too, Paul or something.
Yeah.
Said what?
It's not about what goes in your mouth.
Oh, Jesus said that.
Or Jesus might have said that, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Allegedly.
Anyway.
Kid Combo 1 point.
Joel says shrimps is water roach. I heard. I bet Joel liked the roaches of the water. I heard. I heard that you settle down and you.
But the no food is unclean thing.
I heard that your dreams came true.
It just means.
I guess she gave to you what I couldn't do. Oh, friend, why are you so shy? Ain't like you to walk away and hide from the lie. I hate to show up uninvited, but I couldn't stay away. I couldn't fight it. I hate this. Whatever. Anyway, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I was rude.
As always.
Kid Combo 1.0. I didn't finish my point. The no food is unclean thing means that you can preach the word to the Gentiles, and the Gentiles can become true Jews or something like that, meaning Christians.
See?
Yeah. He's like, I'm not going to go preach the word to the Gentiles. And they're like, do not call unclean what God has declared clean.
So they thought he meant the pig, and he was talking about a Gentile?
Yeah, he wasn't just really talking about food. Food was just a metaphor for people.
I rest my case. See that, Hassan? You know what you're talking about. And you're a Jew.
No, I think that actually argues more to the point. Because
the food is still unclean, actually.
I think he's saying that, certain things you still probably shouldn't be eating.
A pig sure tastes good to be unclean.
It's because it has poop in it. Kid Combo 1.0 with a diamond. Gang Star has a better song.
Said there are no foods as an actual food. Whatever that means.
I know.
What the hell? He black. Yeah, no one understands that at all.
No, I follow. He's talking about actual food, not people.
What?
Actual food is All actual food is fine, according to God and Joel Friday.
Oh.
But this is Get It Off Your Chest Friday. It's for the callers. It's not for us to be
That's right.
messing around.
He
Kid
won.
Combo 1.0. Gangstar has a better song named Loyalty. And have a heart trap emoji and monkey emoji.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Shout out to the top contributors. Coffee Talk with Sandra, Evgeny Crosby, Games for Rec, Potleaf yesterday. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
And thanks for the lemon givers as well. Yeah, cheap people.
Appreciate it.
Nah, I'm kidding. Someone bought a coffee. Jesse, my wife and I have consistent struggles for various reasons. The high highs and low lows. Working on myself, doing the silent prayer, finding an understanding of myself. I feel amazing, but I also know it's driving her crazy because she is still stuck in her anxious, needy, angry, emotional hell. I have forgiven my mother and my wife. I'm seeing things. This is not very pithy, someone. I seeing things for what they truly are or are not. My wife strives for this deep emotional and physical connection with me. I can see her trying to bring me back into her hell. I have children and have committed to having a wait-and-see attitude with my marriage. It's hard to have hope for us because I know it's going to get really bad again. What's your definition of hope? And should I have hope for us?
No. Let all hope go. Let it go. And you just work on you. And when your wife is out of control, you correct her in that she needs to let the anger go. But if she want to stay in her hell, leave her there. You can't make another person come out of their hell. Even God doesn't force you out of your hell. He made the way by sending his son so you can have a road to get out of your hell, but he's not going to force you. So just don't be angry at your wife and don't have hope for her. You just work on you, and it will become amazing for you. You will see your way out of your hell, and she cannot and will not be able to pull you into her hell. All right? Just wish her well and live your life. Thank you.
Someone bought another coffee. Question, is being a sinner committing the act, or is it the thought? Because if the devil is giving you a thought of sin, how can you be a sinner if you don't commit the act?
Repeat that.
Is being a sinner committing the act, or is it the thought? Because if the devil is giving you a thought of sin, how can you be the sinner if you don't commit the act?
If the devil give you a thought.
Yeah. Because you said, is the sin the act or the thought?
Yeah, the sin is not the act. It's the thought. The thought is committed in the mind first. Because if you didn't have the thought, you could not carry out the act. Think about that. Isn't that deep? Without the thoughts, you don't get the emotions and you couldn't carry out the act. So it's in the thoughts. All thoughts are evil all the time. That's why you have to overcome thoughts. And you live a thoughtless life, a life without thinking. It's an amazing life. A life without thinking is an amazing life. That's a t-shirt.
Okay.
You hear that, Nick? A life without thinking is an amazing life. Amazing. Thank you.
Rocky the Mexican! Exclamation mark. Bought a coffee. Hi, Jesse. No, I and Jesse, Rocky the Mexican. He blat. What the? Been following you since 2021. Love the show. Question. What is the difference between spirit and soul?
It's the same. It's a little chip off the oblong of God. Amazing. Thank you.
Aredja. Bought a couple of diamonds on D Live. Maybe it's Aredja. Christian and Islam believe in the second coming, but Judeo do not. Tell Hassan we want the documents. When are we going to get them? Thank you for your diamonds.
Yeah, thank you. The Christians are waiting for God to return, for Christ to return. He's already come. It's like the Jews are waiting for a Messiah too, right? Okay?
Yep, yes.
He has already come. And their wait is in vain. Isn't that amazing? They're waiting for something that has already happened. And it's inside of you. It's inside of you. He is there. And he's alive. Amazing. Thank you.
Mike Young bought a coffee. Hi, hey, Jesse, James Hake, and the Bond family. I don't know if you guys have seen the movie The Omen of 1976, but if you guys have seen it, have you noticed that even in 1976, the movie was filmed in London and Rome, and that it looked like London and Rome compared to nowadays?
I believe I saw it, Mike, but it's been so long. And as James was reading it, I think I had like a little reflection of it was over there, but I don't remember deeply. So, but I do remember the movie itself. Amazing.
I don't watch devilish movies.
You know?
Well, okay, I changed. I've started watching a little bit several years ago.
But when you were growing up, you couldn't watch them?
I couldn't and didn't want to.
You were scared?
Why put that poison in your mind?
As a kid, you thought that way?
That's what my mother said.
My mama don't like you. She likes everyone. Amazing. Thank you.
Games for Wreck with the Diamond, Jesse and Katrina sitting in a tree. ... That
was a deep call from Katrina about the biblical question. And to whom are you loyal and why? Amazing. I'll put my 2 cents on Sunday. Thank you.
Amazing. Asia bought a coffee. I was in New Orleans during the pileup that occurred due to the fog, vacationing for my birthday, and we were supposed to rent a car, but obstacles kept popping up to prevent us from renting one. Ain't that something? The fog was so thick and was down to my ankles that morning. It was unreal. The fog was so bad because it was mixed with marsh fire smoke. Just my 2 cents.
That's deep. You better be glad you didn't get that car.
Oh, yeah.
And that is something. Thank you.
And thank you, guys. That's all for now.
Amazing. Thank you. Amazing. Let me go to Aman, a first-time caller out of India. Let's see here. Aman, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. How are you?
All is well, sir. Thank you for calling.
Don't call me, sir. I'm just 23. I'm younger than you.
Oh, well, thank you, youngster.
Yes. I was thinking of answering the biblical question and one more question other than that.
To whom or what are you loyal and why?
I am loyal to my thoughts and imagination and feelings. Because as soon as I've noticed, like these few weeks, as soon as something happens in my life, I go back to my thoughts immediately. I go back into my thoughts. I search for answers. I start to feel stuff, fear, anger. I try to find all kind of ways. And then 5 minutes later, I come back to myself and I'm like, what the?
What the? Wow.
Yeah.
And why do you keep doing that, knowing that that's what you're doing?
It's like I've been taught that way. It's like an instinct. And when I come back to myself, I'm like, I notice that I did that unconsciously. It's like a habit, a natural habit, an unnatural natural habit that has been taught to me by the world or the devil.
That's amazing, man. I would love to respond to what you've said, but I got to hold it to Sunday. Are you doing the silent prayer every morning, every night?
Yes.
Nice. Aman, stay with it, man. You're 23 years old. If you stay with it and every morning, every night, and during the day, practice bringing your mind back to where your body is, you have no idea of the hell you're avoiding and of the heaven that you will experience. And to be starting out as a young person, it's going to be amazing, man, but you got to stay with it.
I also wanted to ask something, but is it okay?
Yeah, ask.
Yeah, so it's about few months ago, I started watching you from YouTube. I found you, and 2-3 months later, I finally decided to forgive my grandmother. Because I saw your videos and I saw myself I literally act like a woman. I act like my grandmother. I constantly lie, feel anger, feel fear, doubt, stress. As soon as I even walk outside of my house and encounter people, I would start to feel fear, like, oh, they're going to beat me up.
Yeah.
They're going to say something. They're going to do this, do that. I would worry, and I noticed that. And after a few months of watching her, all of a sudden, I just like, you know what? Let me just do it. And I went to her, and I said, in India, like there are two languages mostly spoken, English and Hindi. Hindi is like Indian language.
Right.
And I told her in English first, and I told her like I'm sorry for being angry at you, and because this and that, and you tried to turn me away from my father and my mother, and you tried to put your will in me, and now I'm suffering. I feel fear, anger. I feel pathetic and like all kinds of stuff. I said, and I told her, and at the end I said, I forgive you for everything. And then after that in English, because she does not speak English, she only knows Hindi. So then I said to her in Hindi. And after that, she started crying and stuff. And I just ignored it because whatever comes out of a woman is just pure evil. They don't even know it.
Right.
She was like crying. She was crying and stuff, and said to me that, oh, you know, whatever I did, forgive me, and also tell your father, because in my house in India, it's normal to live with your mother and grandmother and stuff like that. So she told like also tell your father, and I just ignored it. And this is the most important part I have to tell and ask you. After I forgave her, I slept. And when I woke up the next day, everything was so amazing. I felt nothing. As soon as I woke up, I felt nothing. I could look at a dog or an animal or plants or human beings. I could see so clearly, like, why are they behaving that way? What are they? Why did they wear those clothes? I felt so manly. I felt no fear, no worry, no doubts, no jealousy, literally nothing. And I was like, wow, I felt nothing. And then I watched, 1 week later, I watched your video and you said, like, when you feel nothing, that is love. So I was like, wow, I literally feel nothing. And I could face every woman on the planet. Even if a lion came in front of me or a bear or somebody would point a gun at me, or point a knife at me, whatever it is, I was like, okay, whatever, do whatever you want. I felt nothing about it. I just watched and I saw the truth, and it just so was clear. And this was my first time feeling so manly. Like, it's like amazing. And I felt the love. But what happened was that I did not do the silent prayer. And I still live in my mother's house with my parents. And after 1 or 2 months, after 1 month, I also forgave my mother and father. But after 1 or 2 months, I started to feel again the anger. I started worrying. I started acting like, even now, like when I'm talking with you, right now I'm shaking for some reason. And I don't know why that is. And after that, I noticed that I'm going back to my hell again. After I wake up from it, after I saw everything, and now I feel like, I don't know what's going on, but then I was like, maybe, you know what, let me just start doing the silent prayer. Maybe let's find out. And I've been doing the silent prayer for like 1 month now, constantly. I would do it morning, night, practice in like day, like 2-3 times. And I keep I don't feel the same up, for some reason. And that I was wondering why that is. Is it because I did not leave the house and did not do the silent prayer, or is it some other reason?
Hold on a minute. It's a perfect question. Hold on a minute. Let me take a quick break, all right?
Yes.
Amazing. 23 years old. Can you imagine waking up at 23? What the? Back in a moment. Now, I totally disagree with the way things are going, but you can't be angry because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married. And the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't want to be angry. You want to speak up. You want to disagree with what's going on. It's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear. You won't have doubt. You won't have worries. You'll be able to see, but you got to stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature. Amazing. There's one line open at 888-7753-773. 888-77-Jesse. So just to confirm, the Hake Report is coming up at 9 a.m. this morning. TheHakeReport.com from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then a brand new episode of The Fallen State today at 12. TheFallenState.tv. And then at 4 p.m., The American Anchor Baby. Flying high of natural energy, not pot, not fentanyl, no drugs, no alcohol, of natural energy, as the great late Rush Limbaugh used to say, on loan from God, the American Anchor Baby. And our fellowship this Sunday, all are invited. Meeting starts at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Doors open at 10:30, and the meeting starts, as I said, at 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're not in the LA area, you can't be here, you can watch it live by going to rebuildingtheman.com/church. rebuildingtheman.com/church. And for personal shout-outs, birthday shout-out, anniversary shout-out, congratulations shout-outs, encouragement shout-out, brand new baby shout-out, whatever the occasion is, a divorce shout-out, a fight shout-out, whatever the shout-out, go to Cameo, CAMEO.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Cameo, CAMEO.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. And last but not least, check out our merch. Amazing merch at rebuildingtheman.com/store. rebuildingtheman.com/store. Mugs and tote bags and hoodies and everything. All your needs are met right there. All right. I want to go quickly back to Amon, 23 years old, and is awake. And eyes are becoming real clear. Mind is being made clear. Amon want to know, well, what is that feeling now? Amon.
Yes.
I assure you, and without a doubt, the feelings that you're having now are not your feelings. Those are the feelings of the ego nature, which is of evil. It's that spirit that made a home in your mind and emotions in your body. And all your life you have thought it was you, but it's not you. And now that you have gone and forgiven, and the light of God is now shining inside of you, so you can see the not you, that is the thing that will be taken away from your mind and your body. The spirit of evil, the ego feeling, the ego spirit will be taken away from you. And when you feel like, you say you felt nervous or shaking while talking on the phone here.
Even right now when I'm talking to you,
yeah.
I feel shaking. But 1 or 2 months later, when I just forgave my grandmother, I felt nothing. I didn't shake. I could face anyone on earth without having no feelings, no thoughts. I would just look at their eyes and just see like they cannot help themselves.
That's right. Well, the beauty of that, now that you can see that, that is not you. Just never say I this and I that. Know that that's not me. That's not me thinking that. I didn't create those thoughts. Even though you feel the pain in the body, the fear, the loneliness, or whatever it might be, just know it's not you. And if you just watch it, stay with the silent prayer and watch it, all you need to do is see it. And it's the light of God that is allowing you to see that this thing is not you. It has never been you, but you identify with it thinking that it was you. It will be taken away. You're doing the real you, you're doing just fine. And if you just watch this thing, it will be taken away. And you're that moment where you, those days or months when you didn't feel anything, you had no fear, you had nothing but love. That is all you will ever have for the rest of your born days here on earth. You will have nothing but love. And you will be able to see what's going on not only inside of you, but inside of others. And that will protect you from the world. But you're doing just fine. Seeing that feeling, seeing those thoughts, and seeing that you're feeling that is all you need. You're doing just fine. It is not you that feels shaken right now. That's a spirit of evil that is shaking because the light of God is shining on it. And the darkness cannot handle the light. It is afraid of the light. And so it feels like you're shaking, but it's not you at all.
Yep.
So from now on, just know that's not me. I see it.
Okay.
I feel the pain, but it's not me. It's in the body, but it's not in you. So stop identifying with it. And the death that God and his son Christ talked about, you have once to die and once to live, it's the death of the ego. Now that you have the light, let the ego die, and it's going to act up. It's going to go wild inside your body, and in your mind, it's going to tell you, if you don't have your thoughts, what would you be? If you don't identify with that, what would your identity be? What would you identify with? It doesn't want to die, and it's trying hard to make you think it's you, but it's not you.
Yes, I noticed that a lot. Like it's trying to tell me all the time, it's you, it's you, it's you.
Yeah.
And I get surprised, and 5 minutes later, I wake up like, that's not me at all.
That's right. 100% not you. I promise you it's not you. It has never been you, but you didn't know it as a kid, and so you identify with it as though it was you, and it is a false identity. It is not you. If you stay with it, man, it will depart from your body and go make a home in someone else's body.
I also wanted to ask, how do I know when I enter the valley of the shadow of death? How do I know, I am in that?
Okay, good question. You will know when that shaking is happening right now. You feel the shake when you're talking on the phone, or you feel the fear or whatever in the body. That is the valley of the shadow of death. And so you got to go all the way through it, layer after layer after layer, go all the way through it. And on the other side of the valley or the shadow of death is heaven, is paradise. You will know it because the pain is going to get greater and greater and greater. And it's going to try to deceive you to come back. No, I don't want to leave. Hold on to me.
it does all the time. When I just forgive my grandmother, before that, I was so lustful. I would look at the woman. I would just feel all kinds of lustful thoughts. But as soon as I forgave my grandmother, women were created in the image of men.
Yes.
And every time I see a woman, I could see the image of the man, and I would be like, I don't want to do anything with that. It just feels weird. Even looking at that and imagining that is so weird. Looking at another man's image and imagining all kinds of stuff.
That's amazing. You're 23 years old. You don't understand how fortunate you are to be waking up at such an early age. So go through the valley of the shadow of death. God is with you.
Yes.
And it's not you that's dying, but it's the false you. It's thinking that you're the pain. It's thinking that you're lonely. It's thinking that you're afraid. It's thinking that you're depressed. It's the false suicidal thoughts, ideas. It's the false this and the false that. Although your falseness will disappear and you will have real reality right here on earth, but you will be living from within. So let it die. I don't care how painful it gets. Go through the pain. It's the pain of evil that's leaving you. It's not you.
Yep, I noticed that.
And stay with the prayer. Stay with the prayer. And and I'm repeating myself, from this day forward, never say, this is me. I'm afraid. I'm this and I'm that. You're none of those things. And the reason I want you to say it, because you'll stop identifying with it. Eventually, you won't have to say it, because eventually you will know. The understanding will come that it's not you at all, and you will be made free from hell. And the hell is the ego. So stay with it.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, it's not you, man. I promise you, it's not you at all. It has never been you. The identities that we've picked up, the ideas that we've picked up have to die. And that's what's happening, all right?
Yes.
And the shaking is not you. It's the spirit of darkness shaking because the light is shining on it now that you have forgiven. And the light is God, it's love, it's truth, it's freedom, it's everything.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Thank you, Amon. Call me again, man.
Yes, I would.
Yeah, let me know how it goes, but stay with it. You're doing just fine.
Okay. Thank you. I love you, Jesse.
Love you too, buddy. Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Can you imagine waking up at 23? 23. My first awakening came at 38. What the? But anyone that wants it can be free. You really can. Pay attention to you and stop loving your hell. Stop loving your hell. Don't hate it and don't love it. Have no opinion about it. Lay down all opinions. Lay your weapon down. And let yourself spiritually fall off the cliff with nothing to hold on to. And you shall be born again of the Father. 888-7753-773. Let me go to PJ. And PJ, I was talking to you yesterday, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Your grandfather expired, and you had some family issues. Thanks for calling back. Go ahead.
Yeah, so just to recap, my son had relayed the information to me from somebody else on that side of the family, which probably most likely my mom. But I wanted to see what your thoughts about it was, as far as to me telling my son to to tell the person, whoever it was that was relaying the information to him through him to me. I told him to stop it.
Nice.
And I don't know. I was overthinking about the funeral and like if it's coming up, and but I don't plan on going from right now, my stance, because of my family situation and just me dealing with myself and what's going on in my life. It seems to me like all my life I've helped people and put myself first. And, you know, it just seems like when I'm going through my time this past couple of years with my separation, nobody's ever there, you know?
Yeah.
So I had to focus on me, and I still am focusing on me. I love my grandfather. I'm sure he would probably agree with what I'm saying and tell me to take care of myself and, you know, not worry about going to his funeral or whatever. That's my take on it. And, you know, I think I'm overthinking it. Is that what I don't know. You know, I know you say all thoughts are lies and practice, except for like practical thinking.
Right.
And it does make a lot of sense. I'm still trying to grasp onto that and make sense of it. And kind of, you know, I am waking up. You know, I'm working to doing the silent prayer every day. I don't have excuse for not doing it because all it is an excuse.
Yeah.
And I realize that, and when you don't make time for it, you know, that's what the devil wants. That's what Satan wants, is for you to not, you know, pay attention to that and just, worry about your daily life, you know, but you fall into it and you forget about it. You know, and you're right about us wanting to stay in our hell. You know, otherwise we would do the things that you say, go forgive. It's simple, but for some reason we do love our hell.
Yep. You know, I was thinking about that this morning, how I inform people that I can't save them from their hell. No human being, no nothing, no physical thing or anyone can save you from your hell, but here's how you get out of your hell. You overcome it by forgiving. Go and forgive your mothers, forgive your fathers, and then God will forgive you, and do the silent prayer so you can let go and the Father will take care of you. And I give them the instruction of how to get there, and a whole lot of folks won't stay with the prayer. They won't do it. They'll do it for a minute, they'll feel better, and they'll let the devil talk them out of it. They stop doing it. And that is amazing to me, how some people, not all, they pretend that they want to come out of their hell, especially when it's painful. But as soon as the ego pain, they don't feel it for a minute. They feel good, so they think the pain is gone. And they stop doing it. That's mind-blowing to me. And so you just have to let the people stay in their hell. They love it. They really don't want out. They want in. And it's crazy to see that, but that's how it is. I want to ask us, PJ, so like, are you and your son close?
We were like, so I'm going on a 2-year separation after a 20-year marriage. I have 2 boys, 21 and 19, and my wife turned them against me. They, you know, when we separated.
Oh.
So they were talking to me at first, the initial separation, but at some point during the separation, they started going to her side, and stopped talking to me. But one of them kind of does talk to me, but, you know, he doesn't really. He's still, you know, doing his thing. But, you know, I've accepted it to where, you know, they'll reach out to me when they want to.
Yes.
And, you know, I love my sons, and, you know, I love my wife, but, you know, I think I'm coming to time, you know, where the separation is. I'm finally realizing that I'm going to move on with my life.
Nice.
But, you know, I'm not saying, you know, it's final, but it's just me taking care of what I need to as far as for me.
Right. And so, like, your other family members, are they talking to you?
My mom, she got in the way of my separation. So, you know, that's why I blocked her and stopped talking to her.
Nice.
And because she was getting interfering with my marriage and my separation. So I had to make it clear to where, you know, like something, but I guess it still hasn't come across clear to her because she's using my son to get across to me, and still talking maybe even to my wife. I don't know, but, you know, I'm just dealing with what I need to do for me. And it seems to be working because, you know, I'm just taking it one day at a time. I forgave her. I did. I went up to her and forgave her probably like a couple years ago when I started first listening to your show.
Nice.
I I haven't forgiven my father just because I don't have an excuse, and I do need to find him, but he is hard to track down, kind of. But I mean, it's not that hard. He's around a city or two, but I can make it happen, and I'm not trying to force it. I'm trying to just let it naturally occur, I guess you would say. And it's I don't know. God puts things in I guess into you in your lives, and it makes you realize, like this instance, this circumstance with the situation with my grandfather. He passed. It's making me realize a lot more things to where, I really do need to go forgive my father.
The one thing I do want to encourage you is that whatever the thoughts are telling you about this grandfather that passed and your family, just know, without a doubt, all thoughts are all lies all the time. And don't believe them, because if you believe them, they give you a certain feeling, and you'll find yourself wanting to act upon the feeling. Do not do it. All thoughts and all feelings are evil. There's no truth in them at all. So just watch them, do the silent prayer, and stay with it. And I love the fact, and you would going to appreciate it even more so, that you're working on you now. And working on you, there's nothing better than that. And you'll overcome the world. You'll be in it, but not of it. And crazy things will be happening through other people outside of you. And when you would see it, but you wouldn't be moved by it at all. And I love the fact you cut your mother off. And she's so evil, she is still trying, as you say, and I've heard these stories over and over again. She'll go to your wife, she'll go to your children. She won't just back off when you ask, because she's so evil, and she's used to having control. And to lose that control is like death to her. She got to find someone or somebody to work through to try to get to you, to control you in one form or fashion. So just don't be angry at her. She cannot help it. Evil is operating through her. It's not her.
And it's crazy. It's crazy how you say, the ego, like it's all ego.
Yeah.
And even like last night, like my thoughts were trying to take over to me, like the emotions, like so many emotions were coming up, and it's like Satan was telling me to drink or do this and that, and it's like, holy cow, it's like, that's why I know you say to stay in the silent prayer, because those emotions and the ego will take over you, and it's mind blowing. To it all comes down to just one thing,
Absolutely, and that's why God said to pray without ceasing. He means to always be aware of what's happening on the inside of you, because the devil is a liar, he's the accuser, and he will not give up trying to deceive you. So as long as you can see him, meaning the thoughts and emotions, he can't touch you. And eventually, PJ, he will have to depart from you. So just stay with the prayer and watch, and then live your practical life, doing your practical things. And not only will you have your practical needs met, spiritually, you'll be walking on water.
I had a question. Like, I started dating, and like a couple weeks ago.
Are you able to hold?
Yes, yes, sir. Yeah.
Let me take a quick break. When I come back, your phone calls and super chats. Back in a moment. 1 more hour to go. Hake is coming in with the hate news, not the fake news, and I'll be back in a moment. You can't run from evil within yourself or outside of self. You got to deal with it. And you need good in order to deal with evil. And God is good. You need to return to the Father. And you'll see within you, he will fight the battle for you. And he will fight it without, because he will show you how to deal with it. And you will have no fear. Love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your might, along with nothing else. Nothing else means yourself, your children, your wife, your things, your ego, your reputation, and all that. You can't care about any of that. The children of anger will use it to control you. But if you love God, he will renew your mind, and none of those things will be before him. And so when they go after you, oh, well, you may take my body, you may take my things, but you're not going to take my soul. And that's a true reality.
Hurricane Otis killed like 27 or more in Acapulco, Mexico. What in the world? And Biden's coming for your kids. Who wants billions for child care. Stay away from that. And the anti-racist federal judge in Georgia pushing fake voting rights act redistricting mess. And there's a guy running for president for the Democrat Party against Biden. Wow. Long shot primary challenge. Nice. Dean Phillips. And some other mess going on in the world. This is the end of hour 2 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It's Express Yourself Friday, October 27th, 2023 AD. Lines are full, guys, but you can get it off your chest. Call into JLP as he finishes up with other callers. 888-77-JESSE, 1-888-775-3773. But first, Hake news, not fake news. After the Jesse Lee Peterson Show, the Hake Report, of course, I have a guest today. Third Rail Omar. You guys like him, don't you? I know I do. That Yemeni New York liberal Yemeni guy, Muslim, not a fan of Israel as much as Hake. After the Hake Report, we do have the Fallen State at noon Pacific time with Kosha Dills, who's been on the Jesse Lee Peterson radio show before, but now he's on the Fallen State a few years ago or something like that. Kosha Dills, Jewish rapper, looks just like Mac Miller to Hake. No, I don't know. Rest in peace. And of course, the American Anchor Baby at noon Pacific time. Okay, guys? Not at noon. Not at noon. That's Monday through Thursday. At 4 Pacific time. 6 Central, 7 Eastern. Flying high on natural energy on loan from God. Hurricane Otis, at least 27 people killed in Acapulco, Mexico this week, according to CNN. After Hurricane Otis made landfall in the beach town Wednesday, Category 5 storm. In all of Acapulco, there is not a standing electric pole, said Mexican President AMLO, Andrés Manuel López Obrador. Hugs, not bullets. Abrazos, no balazos. He said that on Thursday. Supported by China, that guy is, that president. Images and drone footage show structures torn apart, including several high-rises, storm surge, and rain-inundated roads, leaving some to wade through several feet of murky water. Don't drink the water. Don't swim in the water. Though the immediate threat has subsided, region just beginning the path to recovery. More than 1,000 workers rushing to rebuild the grid so water service can be restored to the area, the so-called president said. And Biden, Obama Part 3, coming for your children, targeting them. The black on the inside White House earlier this week asked Congress for $16 billion for child care programs. According to the far-left females at the Skim, if approved, the money would go to more than 225,000 child care providers across the country. I'm putting that in quotes. About 3.2 million children could be affected if funding doesn't come through, forcing millions of so-called families to come up with a new child care plan. It's called Stay at Home Woman and Works Tree Jobs Husband. Programs able to stay afloat with the help of COVID aid packages. But the piggy bank ran dry at the end of September. Request is part of a proposed $56 billion package for supposed needs. Liberal anti-white judge, anti-racist federal judge ordered state legislators to redraw Georgia's congressional district lines before the 2024 election, pointing to the Voting Rights Act. No such thing. This is according to the far-left females at the Skim. They asked Republican-drawn map illegally weakened. They said the Republican-drawn map illegally weakened the power of black voters, and they capitalized the B in the word black because they're kiss-ups ever since George Floyd. Now legislators have until early December to adopt a new district plan that contains a black majority or near majority district. This is one district plan that covers this is one of at least half a dozen redistricting cases in the United States that could influence which party controls the House in 2024. Propping up affirmative action, black voting, huh? Also happening in the South, North Carolina Republicans signed off on a legislative map that could flip as many as 4 House seats in their favor. Nice. So we'll see what happens with that. And Dean Phillips announced Thursday he's challenging Biden because Biden is lame, he says. Well, he's probably lame too. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 3.
face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Welcome to the show. How is ya? You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse. My biblical question for this week, and it's a doozy. To whom or what are you loyal and why? To whom or what are you loyal and why? Amazing question. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you're out and about buying some fentanyl, some pot, or whatever you're doing, you know what you're doing, right? You could be listening to the show where you're lifting weights, jogging, whatever, by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500, 641-793-1500 on your iPad or iPhone. And you can podcast the shows later. Don't forget to follow us on JLP Talk on X, and Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. Amazing. Like, follow, ring the bell, subscribe, and y'all know what to do. And I'm grateful. And thank you all for your support. We got a lot to do. We're building this network. We got a lot more to do. It's amazing. And thank you to those who have been helped giving back without even being told. And to donate and have your comment read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, or rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com. Bond JLP on Cash App. Bond JLP on Cash App. So, it's Friday. And some of y'all know every Friday is Get It Off Your Chest Friday. It is Express Yourself Friday.
You Tom like a mug. You need to go and get yourself bleached. Because everything you say about black people, and you're sitting up there looking like a tar baby.
It might sound like a semantics argument, but he's a gray alien.
I wonder if he's been smoking pot.
Loneliness is far more than just a bad feeling. Being socially disconnected, which can range from feeling alone to being isolated, is bad both for individual and societal health.
You legally have to give me a month.
No, I don't, because you haven't paid one brown penny. You have done nothing but dig your heels in and try and make me feel bad about...
No, I haven't!
Social connection is as fundamental to our mental and physical health as food, water, and sleep.
The most a man should spend on a first date?
I need like a minimum of $200.
And what does a man get in return for that?
My presents?
I think I'd rather be alone.
The keys to connection are simple. Answer a phone call from a friend.
Shut the fuck up!
Y'all just kill me now.
Owen Schroyer here, and I am about to turn myself in to be a speech prisoner. So for 60 days while I'm in there, I'm going to try to improve myself and become a better person. And so I offer you this challenge. For the 60 days that I'm away, I challenge you to become a better person.
That's right. Owen will become an if man while behind. Can you imagine they put him in solitary confinement, according to this report? And Black Lives Matter run free. It's about getting rid of white people who occupy the land, they say. Believe me, all this mess that's happening, it's about getting rid of the whites. In the same way, they want to get rid of the white Jews in Palestine, over there in Israel. White people, you're under attack and you're crazy, you don't even know it. You're even joining forces with the enemy to help get rid of you. They did it in Mummy Africa, South Africa. Look what's happening. They gave it, even the liberal whites joined in with the blacks over there to get rid of white people. And the white people said, okay, we'll let you have it. We're going to the farmland. Y'all can stay here, okay? Okay, blacks? We understand. It's been slavery. It was apartheid. Y'all can't make it. Y'all can have all this. We built these beautiful cities and these beautiful homes. And everything is here. Y'all can have it, okay? And they gave it to the whites. And they moved out into the farmland. They gave it to the blacks. What's wrong with the blacks? They gave it to the blacks. And they moved out to the farmland. What did the blacks do? They destroyed it. Same way they're doing it in America. They destroyed it. And what did they do after that? They went out to the farmland where the white people are and tried to destroy that. Evil must be overcome. You can't appease evil, you have to overcome it. And these people want the occupied land back, they say. It ain't about nothing else. And then the people who are fighting ain't going to get none of the land. They're going to end up looking silly, fighting one another, helping your enemy separate you and divide you and use you for personal gain. Can you get any blinder than that? What a mess. 888-7753-773. In a few minutes, my experts are coming in. And I have a question for them, and I have something I want them to respond to. They didn't know that they were coming in this hour, so that's why I'm saying it in that way. So they'll get ready and come on in. Let me go back to PJ. PJ, his wife divorcing, his mother's all up in his business, and his sons have been turned away from him. And he's okay, he's working on himself. But PJ, you say you start dating.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I know I know I need to be focusing on myself, and I am, but I just started dating, just like no sex, of course, just seeing what's out there, and I'm not even looking for a relationship. It's just a date, it's all it is. And I wanted to see what your take on that was, as far as me being just separated, not legally separated or divorced yet. But I know my wife is. She's probably she is doing her own thing, of course, because she ghosted me and she's not talking to me. And, but, I just wanted to see what your take was as far as just dating.
And why are you dating?
I just to see what's out there.
Why?
I don't know. I'm just dating. I don't know why, but I'm just doing it, and I don't.
So you're doing something and you don't know why you're doing it?
I guess I don't know. I guess it might be ego-filled. I don't know, but yeah.
Isn't that weird to be doing something and you don't know why you're doing it?
Yeah, it is. Now that you point that out and said it, now it is weird. I don't know why I'm doing it, but.
So is it possible that something else is making you do something you don't know why you're doing it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So what I want to say to you, the primary reason that your wife divorced, she's turning your kids against you. You see the wickedness of your mother as well. You see the wickedness that's driving you because you became like your mother. And the reason all those things happen, PJ, is because you were on that wide road that leads to destruction. And on that wide road, you make the same decisions. When I say you, anyone, all of us, if we're on that wide road, we make the same decisions over and over and over again, and we keep repeating the same thing. And like you and your wife break up, right? And the devil tell you, oh, the next woman will be a little better. Look out there to see what's going on. And you'll end up with the same person, the same problem. And it'll just get worse and worse and worse. And so that's why all those things has happened to wake you up before you end up being destroyed or destroying yourself in that cage of hell that you were living in. And for you to be dating at this time, rather than going completely through the valley of shadow of death so you can overcome the world, you're giving in to the devil, and he will put what seemed to be the right woman in your life, but it'll be the same devil, and it'll be worse than the one you're overcoming. And that's why you don't know what you're doing, because you listen to the devil, and he's telling you, oh, just, you're not doing it to get married. You're not doing it for sex. Just see what's out there. There's no reason for you to be seeing what's out there. You need to be seeing 100% on what's inside of you so that you can overcome the world. And then if it's meant for you to be married or date, it will happen naturally, and it will happen with the right person for the right reasons, and you'll be fine. But you're letting the devil take you off track.
Wow, okay. I can definitely see that. All right.
That's the ego that's telling you that, oh, just look around, because it doesn't want to depart from you. It doesn't want you on that straight and narrow path. It wants you on that wide road that leads to destruction. It wants you making the same mistakes over and over again, even with a different person, but it's the same mistake, because the answers are coming from the same place. And that's straight out of hell, straight out of your ego.
Is that the same reason why you say for men not to date single mothers and vice versa for women not to date single fathers? Because, I don't know. Is that why you say that?
Well, yeah, because you're getting right into hell. You're marrying or dating men and women that already have problems. They're already angry. They already have children. And you're in a fallen state, too. You can't do anything for them. You can't even help yourself because you can't see. Because if you were able to see, you would not get involved with a woman that already have children or been married before, and a woman would not get involved with a man that's already have children. Because getting involved is all about you. It's not about the children. It's not about the woman. And you're just going to have more hell, except that you're going to help to destroy somebody else's children. Because it's all selfish. It has nothing to do with it. And if you were able to see, you wouldn't do it, because you would see that you should not be doing it.
Okay.
So I would suggest, PJ, that you do the silent prayer. Be glad that this woman is gone. Your mama is gone. You're by yourself right now, so you can work on you and discover paradise on earth. And your life will work naturally. It will happen naturally without your effort. It does not need your help, but in your ego state, the devil is telling you that it does need you, and it doesn't.
Okay.
So do what you want.
To handle things that best out of anger is for the silent prayer, right? Because you
100%.
Okay.
100%. To handle life, period, is by doing the silent prayer, so you can let go all the way and let life happen. And the life that will happen for you will be amazing.
Okay.
There are no words to tell you what it's really like to live from within. But you got to go through the hell first.
I understand that, yeah. I've been going through hell.
But go all the way through it. You want to go all the way through it so you'll be done with it. Once to die and once to live.
All right. All right, thank you, Jesse. I'll take care of any more of your time.
All right, buddy. Do the prayer. You'll be fine. You're on the right track. Stay there.
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy.
All right, love you.
You too. Amazing. 888-775-3773. So I'm going to get back to the phone in a minute, folks. Just hold on. I got to ask my experts here. They are here. And I got to ask them a question. And so I'm going to start off with Hassan, the engineer here, audio engineer, and one of the most talented young men I've met in a while, and an expert on the Jesse Lee Peterson show. And next to him is the Anchor Baby, the host of the American Anchor Baby at 4 o'clock today, p.m., but the rest of the days at 12 noon, and an expert here as well, and talented in putting things together. He can fix anything. All he needs is Google. And an expert on the Jesse Lee Peterson show. And next to him is Joel Friday TV. He black. He's here every Tuesday with his show, Joel Friday TV. And an expert here on the show, and he can dance. Dance. He teaches dancing. He's so good. Joel Friday TV, an expert here on the show. And Sean, as white as snow, can fix anything. Your daddy taught you well. For your dad, I know he watching. You did an amazing song on your son with your son by giving him a talent to repair things, working with the hands, right? And an expert here on the show, an amazing producer of the Jesse Lee Peterson show. And next to him is the one, the only, the guy with the good hair, the guy that will not eat feet because they split. The host of the Hake Report, the HakeReport.com. Every day, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific time, 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And I know that somebody just called into that one line that's open. Be patient. Sean going to get to your calls here in a minute. As soon as he's done with his expert time, we won't be long. I want to start off with Hassan first. Working from my left, my right, and your left, folks who are watching. To whom or what are you loyal and why? The biblical question?
Yeah, as always, amazing question. I'm just loyal to the truth, and yeah.
Why are you laughing?
I did.
Why are you laughing?
That was your laugh.
Oh. I looked up and I saw your smiling faces.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm loyal to the truth, but I think there's also like a Trump element of like, you know, how Trump always feels like, I think he feels people are not loyal to him, and he kind of likes to get on this whole betrayal kind of thing. I have a little bit of that vibe, so I gotta overcome it a bit. But if it's good for Trump, you know, no, I'm just kidding.
This is Trump. How did you learn that word?
Well, I mean, I think it's interesting hearing you talk about it all week, because the fact that it is probably a lot of ego. It is a lot of like self-camouflage. It's funny, like growing up, I think the way I grew up and like with the people I grew up with, it was very like, it was a big thing. It was almost like your life was on the line in a sense of your loyalty.
Really?
And and maybe not physically all the time, but figuratively, it was like, it was important. And it's interesting how it can be used as manipulation.
Right.
In itself, it's almost kind of a manipulative tool. So it is ironic that people use loyalty. And yeah, so it's interesting. It's like, it's funny how a lot of things in life we use as self-camouflage, but it also becomes self-sabotage.
Yeah, amazing. Anchor baby.
Hey.
To whom or what are you loyal and why?
Well, the question is, what am I loyal to? So it requires like a decision almost. It requires my almost active participation. And so what am I loyal to? I'm loyal to whatever I think is the truth. And so I kind of operate like that. There's a sort of like, I don't know how to describe it, but like a more basic loyalty that people have with each other. And it's just kind of like, for example, like I would never, I don't know, if I disagreed with an employer or something, I would never, out of loyalty, there's like a way of operating, I guess. There's a loyalty like that. I'm not describing myself too well.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about. But, to whom or what are you loyal and why?
Whatever I think is the truth. Whatever I think is right.
And how did you learn that word? How long have you been aware of that word, and how did you learn it? Your whole life?
Yeah.
And did you feel that you were loyal all your life?
It's like a word. It's like the. It's a
really?
It's a pretty basic word.
Really? Wow. And up until now, did you feel that you were a loyal person? Or believe that you were?
Yeah. Why, are you saying otherwise? What do you mean?
No.
Up until now, you're saying up until now?
Well, oh, yeah, I did say up until now. I meant like up until now when you're thinking about the word.
Yeah.
Okay. Sean, to whom or what are you loyal and why?
Nothing and nobody. No loyalty.
Really?
Yeah.
And is that new or have you always felt that way?
No, I've always felt that way.
And what made you feel that way?
I don't know. Grew up close to my dad. I never felt the need to be a part of a group or a person or a place or a thing. We had a similar biblical question a while back. It was, what are you committed to?
Right.
So I feel the same way. It's better not to be committed or loyal to anything, because that's just an idea. It's an idea. It's a boundary that you set up for yourself. And when you set up boundaries for yourself, you're bound to fall short of them. Or standards, I should say. When you set up standards for yourself, standards of loyalty or commitment or whatever that means, you're bound to fall short of them, because those ideas don't come from you anyway. So I say nothing.
And when and how did you learn of that word loyal?
I've always known about that word. It makes me think of loyalty to like a country or a nation. Like you're loyal to your country, like a nationalist kind of perspective.
But I notice that people who say that they're loyal to their country, they're really not loyal to the country.
Right.
Either. They just say it. I guess because it sounds good.
Yeah.
Or it sounds attractive. It makes you look important.
Yeah.
And so, were you like going through life thinking about this word, or you just heard it and forgot it?
I'd probably say I heard it and forgot it. I don't think about the word often. I don't go around like throughout my day thinking about the word loyalty.
Right.
It doesn't occur to me.
You never say, am I loyal to this or not? Oh, amazing. Amazing. Hake, to whom or what are you loyal and why?
I'm loyal to my friends and people in my life. And like a dog. Like a puppy.
What does that mean?
Just like it doesn't matter.
Like Hassan's dog.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter really what happens between us, even if they cut me off or even if I cut them off, if I'm done with them. Like there's still like except for exceptions to the rule, right? So I guess it's not true loyalty. like if there's a girl I'm mad at, then there's like antipathy there, and it doesn't feel like very loyal.
Antipathy?
But antipathy. That's feelings of dislike. No, I don't like her right now.
Oh.
So that makes me question whether I'm that loyal, but I have, like, a good friend of mine said, you're very loyal. And I think that I am in ways, and I think that it's because I was raised Christian, you know?
Homegrown.
Yeah. Where a stable family, my parents stayed together, we're fine, like, the whole time. And so I don't give up easily on not being open to being a friend to whomever. So I understand what these guys are saying about not being loyal, and I think I have a feeling that I'm not actually that loyal. But
what now?
But if I think of myself as more loyal than most.
And how did you hear about that word, and do you think of it?
I might have heard about it reading books back when I used to read books as a little kid, homeschooled or whatever, or going to school. And, you know, I think of it as like a faithful friend, or a faithfully doing your work or whatever. And that makes me question my loyalty too, because I get kind of self-absorbed or distracted by fun and selfishness. So
amazing.
But childhood. And then I've heard, you know, Trump wanting loyalty from his cabinet, which they were very disloyal.
I bet you Trump don't mean loyalty like the word meaning. I don't know, but I bet he mean like if you say you're gonna do a job, do a job.
Yeah.
You know, the rule is don't backstab. I expect my employees, you know, Trump, I expect you not to backstab.
Yeah.
I bet he doesn't mean it in a stupid way.
I know, but they put all kinds of false meaning into when they're the haters of him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. Amazing. Yeah, sure.
I see what you're saying about meaning it in a stupid way.
Yeah.
Because if Trump knew, or if anyone, you know, used that word loyal and knew that they were doing something wrong, they wouldn't still expect people to be loyal to them.
Right.
You know, if he knew he was messing up, he wouldn't expect people to then, you know, go to jail for him or something like that because he knew he was doing wrong. But
amazing.
That's what. Yeah.
And last but not least, right, and we got to move fast because coming to a break and I need to take some calls or super chat. I want you guys to respond to this. Hassan, we did this story about the Cheesecake Factory, and this woman was upset because her boyfriend or the guys who went took her to the Cheesecake Factory. She's black, and she wouldn't get out of the car, and she was all uppity about it, and so we have a full list of places where I guess women.
Right.
A man should take a woman.
Right. Women collaborated online and put together a list of places that they would not accept as proper first date places, and it's huge. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's talking about this thing about what's appropriate to take your first date on.
Well, when I come back, I want a short response from all you guys about this list. Hassan's going to read it off, and then we're going to take your calls and your super chats, all right? Let me take a quick break. I got to get my experts' opinion on this list where the women don't want you to take them. What the? Back in a moment. I noticed after a while that when these guys overcome their anger, they have amazing ideas about starting a business, but because they've been told that if you don't get a loan from the bank, or if you don't have a 5-year plan, or if you don't do this, and it's just simply not true, it's the first step with faith, then all things are possible. So, but the most important thing is to return to the Father. That yearning that you have, that emptiness, that void, is not for more stuff. It's not for more friends. It is a return to the Father, because there's no way you can return to God and be angry at your earthly father. So thank you all so much, right? People around the world donated to Bond at rebuildingtheman.com, or they call 800-411-2663, and we're still committed to pointing the right way for men and women to return to the Father. Okay, welcome back. I'll be real fast here. The Hake Report coming up at the top of this hour. The Hake Report from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then a brand new episode of the FallenState.tv. The FallenState.tv at 12 noon. You don't want to miss it. I'm not going to play it, but I'm going to tell you. I'm going to be talking to Kosher Deal. He's a Jewish rapper, entertainer, best known for his appearance on MTV's Wild and Out. So check it out at 12 noon Pacific time, the FallenState.tv. And then at 4 p.m., the American Anchor Baby. The American Anchor Baby at 12 p.m., at 4 p.m. Pacific time. And everybody invited to the fellowship on Sunday. On Sunday, doors open at 10:30. Come on down. The meeting starts at 11 Pacific time and 2 p.m. Eastern time. All right? rebuildingtheman.com/church. So, where's Nick? The Anchor Baby. I want you guys to respond to this real fast. So, this week we talked about a black woman. She black. Oh, the treasure chest is now open on D-Line. Oh, okay. Stay in jail. Come back. Because you didn't respond to the first one, so stay. We got to make this more room here. We got to reorganize stuff. We got so many experts now. So this woman didn't want to go to the Cheesecake Factory, and apparently it's become a big deal, right, on the internet or something? A list of where you should not take a woman on the first date.
Right. Women contributed online and put together a list.
Okay. And I want y'all to respond to the list. Read the list, Hassan.
Yes, sir.
Oh, the long list.
I know. The Cheesecake Factory, as we know, Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle, Olive Garden, the movies, your house, any fast food chain, Buffalo Wild Wings, Wingstop, Red Lobster, a buffet, IHOP, International House of Pancakes, Denny's, the gym, church, Starbucks, coffee dates, ice cream dates, family functions, probably a good idea, movie night, Netflix, Hulu, and etc. Somewhere that requires a long drive, bowling, nightclubs, hookah bar, a bar for just drinks, the Waffle House, and sports events.
So in other words, leave the bitches at home.
Whoa.
Ain't nowhere to take them then.
No, they mentioned everything.
The guy should leave the bitches at home. All those places are fine places to go eat on a date. But anyway, hey, what do you think about that?
What the?
It's amusing. I think the women, these women are spoiled, because I've taken some first dates to places like that.
Those places are amazing to go eat on a first date.
Long drive.
Yeah. What?
That's like the best one.
Hey, Sean, you say?
Jim.
I I'm a big fan of Outback, and you'll notice Outback wasn't on the list, so that's going to be my choice.
And when the Outback is going to be like the Cheesecake Factory.
Wasn't on the list.
So you're going to pull out the list?
Right. Yeah, just dissatisfied women.
Joel, you say?
I say that they're making it pretty obvious for me that if they're showing, I mean, I'm sure they don't say this list up front, but it just gives you it's a good thing because it gives you a quicker red flag of how to avoid these type of females. So it's a good thing at the same time, I think.
Amazing. Hassan, you say?
I'd say I'd like for a woman to produce a list of where do you want to go? What is the list? You know, it's like what? No, I'm just saying. Yeah, it's like all this stuff is like that means there's nothing else to go to. I mean, what? I would like for someone to say then where is an appropriate place to go? Because what else is left?
What they're telling
a plane ride.
Can't even go bowling.
A helicopter ride.
Somewhere expensive.
Yeah, but
that's the point of the list.
I know.
But I don't even, I don't know. It seems kind of. Honestly, the man should say you need a cook.
Ooh, based.
That's right. Honestly, he should give her the finger and go home.
Give her some cooking utensils.
Listen, guys, you guys have really screwed these young ladies up. They're spoiled now. They think they're more than what they're worth. And for them to come up with a list or say, I'm not going to, that's evil. And it means that they know that you guys are weak and that you'll do anything to be in their presence. Not you guys, but your generation, I guess. That is evil to even come up with a list like that. Who do you think you are? You're going to tell me where I can take you with my money.
Miss Big Stuff?
Yeah.
I'm glad Popeyes wasn't on the list because Popeyes is still, I guess, eligible.
Nice.
Evidently. But they ain't worth that.
Well, that's the thing is that men have, like you're saying, men have allowed it, and we allow the women to act that way.
Yeah.
And we accept it because we still want the prize at the end of the day, right?
And that's just sex.
So
you don't have to pay that much money for sex.
And the women know
that.
that.
In fact, you don't have to pay anything.
And I think men have,
Yeah, the women know that, so they use it. And now they've always done it, I think, but now they're just.
Haven't.
But I mean, like.
Not my generation.
Right, but like for as long as I've known, as long as I've, known, it's not that long. But they've always done it, but now they're just way more unashamed about it and vocal about it. Like, oh, you better give me. I think one lady said, I won't accept.
Half of your face. Is that how they see it on camera right there?
No, they don't see. They see the full.
Oh, they see it. Okay.
Yeah, but I think one lady said that she won't accept less than $200 on the first date.
Right.
And it's like nobody would have said that before, but now they have no shame because they think they run everything.
He is right on the edge, though.
I think also the problem too is that it's not even just about the men being weak for the women. It's that the men's ego of wanting to be seen at places with these women. So like, even if a man does take a woman to like Nobu or one of these, like, I'm sure would be acceptable on for these women. It's more about the man wanting to just be seen with the woman, and it's like an ego thing, like an accessory. So there's like multiple levels of the weakness.
It's sad in the sense that these women think that they are more important than what they really are. They're on an ego trip, and it's keeping them in hell. Because if your ego is like that, what do you need to look at yourself for and overcome? So it's sad that way, and it's sad because it's the man that's supposed to bring the woman out of her hell, but the guys are feeding into it and they're keeping her in her hell.
Where was the date spot back in the day for you? Where was the spot to go?
To the cotton field, on the side of the road.
Going for a walk.
To House of Grits, Popeye. Wherever. It wasn't nothing like, it wasn't even thought of like this.
The corner.
Yeah, Cheesecake Factory. Down the road.
Kinfolk's Corner.
That place? Oh, yeah, Kinfolk Corner.
That's right. Kidford Corner was an amazing corner.
Yep.
It wasn't like this, guy, and the guys wasn't weak like this.
Yep.
Wasn't the point even back then just the point is the person, right? You're getting to know the person, not
right. You just
deciding.
all having fun
Yeah.
and getting to know each other, and you might get a bite to eat.
Well, that's why I do agree with the movies. Not a good first date because you don't get to talk to the person.
Right.
It's a very solo thing to do. Movies. I don't know why.
But then you're one of those annoying people who talks during movies.
Let me say this: the anchor baby, because he can't be in the studio right now. He says on the first date, "My house is the only acceptable."
No, that's bad move. Bad move.
The anchor baby said, "My house is the only acceptable one. Woman today, no dating is all for sex. Anyway, the way they think of themselves, they believe they are the prize. So let's cut out the chase." That's deep. So I got to run, but what I recommend to you guys, no more dates, and let the women wake up. Let them wake up. Don't take them anywhere. Because you're hurting them by keeping them in the darkness of their ego. This is not good, folks. It's going to make the world really bad. Amazing. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Amazing. Let me go quickly to Justin, a first-time caller out of New Jersey. Justin, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, how you doing?
All is well.
All right, it's pretty exciting to talk to you. I've been watching you for a very, very long time.
Thank you. I appreciate your call.
Of course. I wanted to ask you about your perception of the future and the past,
right?
And how you say it doesn't actually exist. Now, I get it for the future, but with the past, now this is probably the devil trying to, throw me off, but it's like, I feel like, shouldn't we learn from the past, like history and whatnot, so we're not doomed to repeat it and things like that? Like, if we just say, oh, it doesn't exist, then wouldn't we be doomed to repeat the past?
And what's your
perception on that?
And I'll give you my response to that. It's a good question. Where is the past?
It doesn't exist. I get it, but it's like at the same time, shouldn't we, still look back to the past in a way? Or should we not at all?
If it doesn't exist, how can you look back to something that doesn't exist?
Well, I guess through historical texts and memories and things like that, but I guess that's not really the past then that you're looking back at then, right?
And if people are looking back, but yet they repeat the same thing. Look at look at the fights between the races today, and these wars and things. These things have happened before, and all they're doing is repeating themselves. The past is only an idea that's given unto you from Satan in the mind. It doesn't exist anywhere but in a thought. And that's why if you omit those thoughts, you would never repeat the same thing over because there would be nothing to remind you of it. You will only have right now. But if you really, really think about it, Justin, pay attention, you will see that it's only a thought. And that's why we have to overcome all thoughts. All thoughts are all lies all the time. It's just a thought given to you by evil to keep you in an illusion of time. And by keeping you in time, you can't stay present. Because in all reality, all you have is right now, present. There's nothing else that exists.
Nothing else that ever has existed, which is crazy. This is the thing that really blew my mind recently. And now that I think about it, it's like if everyone lived in the present, like every single human being lived right and by God, then we wouldn't need to know the past, or we wouldn't even need to know about it because we wouldn't be making those mistakes. We'd all be at peace.
Absolutely.
So,
if everyone stayed present, we would have peace on earth right now. Everyone would not only lay down their mental and emotional weapons, they would lay down their physical weapons as well, because there would be no need for a war. And we would truly be one on earth.
But it's like, will that ever happen, you think, in human history?
No. It's not going to happen.
It's kind of sad to think about that because that'd be great. It's probably the only way.
But it won't be sad once you start truly live from within.
Yeah.
It will not be sad because you understand the earth itself is hell. And it's not the physical earth that is the hell, but it's the people who are living in hell and they bring hell upon the earth because it comes through them.
Right. And you say that heaven is on earth too, because it's within you.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Right.
And once you overcome anger, thoughts, and feelings, your hell is done with. No more hell for you. You have heaven on earth. It'll be amazing.
Right.
In spite of all the hell that's going on, would be going on outside of you and around you, you will have heaven on earth.
Sounds nice. I'm recently like just kind of starting on the journey. Finally, I'm going to see my mama in a few weeks and forgive her.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
Yeah, I've been doing it.
Every morning, every night?
Not every morning and every night. I'm a little wishy-washy about it, and sometimes I'll sit there and I'll get like achy or something, and I know it's the devil trying to take me away from it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm trying. I'm sticking with it. I feel like I'm hoping, and I know I shouldn't have an expectation. I know that, but I'm hoping that once I forgive my mother, then it'll get easier.
Well, do the silent prayer. There would be no other choice but to get easy. God's ways are light. His burdens are easy. His ways are light. So it would just happen naturally.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate your call. Go forgive your mama.
I'm gonna. Thank you so much, Jesse.
All right, buddy. Good talking to you.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Let me go to Nathan. let me go to Jim first. He's been waiting so long. Jim out of New Jersey. I sent a note to Hake, but I guess he doesn't see it yet. Jim out of New Jersey. Thanks for calling. Thanks for holding you on the air.
Hey, Jesse. How you doing?
All is well.
Cool. Just got I just got to get some stuff off my chest.
Come back to your phone and speak right into your phone, Jim.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can now, yes.
Okay, yeah. So, basically, long story short, my wife, doesn't get. She doesn't like my mom. My mom is we're all used to her. She's crazy, and I forgave them both. And ever since then, I've been able to hang out with my dad. I lost my resentment for my dad, and my life, overall got much better. Can you still hear me?
Yes, but stay with your phone, or it's going in and out a little bit.
Oh, all right. So yeah. And then the thing is, I got married, and my wife is not used to my mom. You know what I mean? Because my mom's off the wall a little bit. She's kind of very negative and sometimes mean. And we all put her in her place, but she's still tough to deal with. And so recently I got two babies, and I got married and stuff, and that all went well. But recently I just cut off my family because it was too much, because all of our fights were basically about how my mom is crazy. And I'm I know my mom's crazy. It's but so is your family, and we see them both. So it's if we see them both, what's the big deal? And basically, my wife told me not to cut them off, but I cut them off anyway because I can't deal with it right now,
Right.
And basically, I feel on one end I feel peace about it because I don't have to worry about it anymore. I blocked their numbers because last time I cut them off, I did the bad. I made the mistake of trying to explain things to them, and they got real frustrated, and I got frustrated, and this time I just said I'm leaving the family, and I blocked all their numbers, and I feel good about it, but at the same time I feel a little bit guilty because I like my other family members. It's just my mom that just gets in the way of everything,
So why don't you just hang out with the ones that you want to hang out with? You don't have to hang out with your mother at all. And she's not going to change her wicked ways. You're doing the right thing by staying away from it. You're not supposed to hang out with evil too long. It will corrupt you.
Yeah, I hear you. But it's the same token, it's my wife is not really ready to cut her family off. And
it's not up to your wife. She should obey you.
Well, that's ideal. Yeah.
And she won't obey you?
Not in everything. No.
Why did you marry a woman that won't obey you?
That's a long story. Well, it's on some things she did, and on some things she did, and maybe she would. I just haven't. It's almost like I don't see a reason why we can't hang out. Her family is. I know what you're going to say to this, but like, they're not as troublesome. Like.
Oh, they're somewhat troublesome.
Not really, to be honest.
So you're not having any problem with her mother or her family at all?
No, not really, Jesse. It may, not really.
You about to say maybe what?
And I feel guilty because my mom's like, oh, we only see you guys once a month, and I'm like, you know what? I don't need this right now. You know what I mean?
Like, tell her the reason you don't see us because you're so evil and you're refusing to stop. I'm not gonna bring my family around that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Why don't you just be frank, but don't be angry? If she's like, oh, we don't see y'all, we don't come around, mother, because I've told you to cut it out. You refuse to do it. I'm not going to let you do this to my family.
But the thing is, she does it behind my back. Like when I'm in the room, she's not mean to like.
Well, tell her that you're a backstabber. I'm not going to be that. I'm not going to do it. You should don't be angry, but be honest with her.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I just in the past I just felt guilty both ways. Because I feel guilty about bringing my family around them, and then when I cut them off, I feel guilty about my other family members. Like.
And you know why you feel guilty?
Because I'm listening to thoughts.
And you love the thrill of it.
I love the thrill of it?
Uh-huh. Oh, that's all it is. Guilt is just a false thrill. And you're feeling it both ways, and that's why you're doing it both ways.
That's pretty interesting.
Guilt is just an illusion. It's just an idea. It's a thrill. And you're loving the thrill. And then you feel guilty. You're like, oh, I just feel so guilty. And it feels good to say I feel guilty.
Yeah.
Well, beta.
Yeah, that's something else.
Stop loving thrills, man. Thrills are evil.
Yeah.
And put your foot down. Hey, mother, the reason I don't come around because you're backstabbing. I've told you to stop. And until you truly stop, we won't be coming around. And then those family members that you want to be around them. It's up to you. This is your world. You control your own world.
Yeah, I like that. I do feel more peace of mind about not hanging out with them. It's just like I think about like on Christmas. Like I know seeing the grandkids makes my dad real happy, and it's nice to see. I don't know. It's just kind of nice to see your dad happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So if your father wanted to see the kids for Christmas, tell him to come over to your house. You're not going over there.
All right. And if he doesn't do that, then so be it, right?
So be it. That's right. But just don't be angry.
All right. I'm glad. Thank you for letting me get it off my chest today. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Is that it?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's pretty much. There's a lot more to it. But
are you doing the silent prayer every day, every morning and night?
So no. And
well, no wonder then.
Yeah, I know. Well, here's the thing. Like, and there's no excuses, obviously, but I was going strong with it for 4 years. And then I had the 2 babies, and then I said, "Oh, I don't have any time." And like,
so did God say go? Did God say go strong for 4 years, have some babies, and stop?
No, He didn't. He didn't say that.
Why are you disobeying the truth then? Why are you disobeying love?
Well, I'm doing it at my own peril. I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You go back to the silent prayer and stay with it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
No matter what's happening outside of you and on the inside of you, you stay with the prayer, and the light of God, the truth, will take over eventually 100%, and it will guide you all the way.
Okay.
Through all situations.
Okay.
But in the meantime, give your mama the finger and live your life.
That sounds good, too.
All right, buddy. Take
care.
All
right. Thank you, Jesse.
You're welcome. I wanted the super chat. Super. Thank you, folks. We'll do them on Monday. Sorry, but I really tried to get it in. I'm so sorry. We'll do them Monday. Thank you for your support. The Hake Report coming up now. TheHakeReport.com. And the Anchor Baby at 4 p.m., but at 12, the fallerstate.tv. Then the Anchor Baby at 4, all right? See y'all at the fellowship on Sunday at 11 a.m. Doors open at 10:30. RebuildingTheMan.com/church. Get on that straight and narrow. You need a clear mind. You heard us talking about the biblical question. Laurel, you need a clear mind, folks. Every human being does, but most won't. Get on and do the silent prayer. Stay with the prayer. The greatest sin is to forget to be present. All right, have a good one. Thank you all. Bye. Oh, the callers. I'm sorry, callers. I'll be back on Monday, Lord is willing. TJ from the Kingdom. Randy, a first-time caller from Kentucky. Somebody just broke. Nathan. I'm sorry. Bye. Bye, y'all. Amazing.
I had to get on the track one time. Joel Friday here. Look, stand up. We got fighting to do. We gotta show him who boss. He put a Viking in you. He put that lightning in you. Igniting the truth. But you beg and blame and lie and hate and never wanna stand for the truth. So what you planning to do? You understand in the lose. You better go talk to your mama. Better stop at the drama. Better drop all the trauma. Boy, you better stand up and up. Put your hand up and hut. Cause if we don't, then we lose. And then we gotta hear the fake news. Whoa.
Know that so you get something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause you must know that so you get something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way.
So, here's what I recommend. I invite you to download my silent prayer, and I want you to start doing it. You just download it, get the points of how to do it, and then after a while, you just do it on your own. It's going to point you in the right direction that your life will be returned to you from God. He will give you your life back, because anyone and all people who has anger, they're not themselves. You are the person that you are angry at. That's why it's so important to get to know yourself so that you can see who you're angry at. And if you're doing the hooping and hollering prayers and things like that, some people get up, oh, praise the Lord, hoop and holler, bless my mama, bless my daddy. Continue to do it. Do both. You will see if you want to stay with the hooping and hollering, or do you want to be still and know God. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church. So I asked the question, are you better than a child molester? I've discovered over the 30 years of counseling, the one thing that's missing, and I think because it's not taught in the homes or talked about, we don't have examples of it, right, is love. Our theme this year is to bring back Christianity, to love God with all our heart, soul, and might, our neighbor as ourselves, and to endure. And there, when you're in a fallen state, people will judge the molester but think they're better than the molester. And I ask, well, why do you think you're better? When I realized it doesn't matter what you think about yourself or how much you have or don't have or how you accomplish things in life or don't. If you have no love, you have nothing.
Thank you, J.C. Lee Peterson. And